Hey guys, I'm Rachel Cruz.
I'm George Camel.
And this is Smart Money Happy Hour. Cheers, George.
This is going to be fun. I have a good feeling about this show.
Well, this is a show where two friends who happen to be money experts talk about what you're talking about. Pop culture, things going on in the world, and most importantly, money.
That's right, how it all affects you. And today we are talking about fees, Rachel. Junk fees, convenience fees, service fees, baggage fees, administrative fees, fee, fi, fo, fum, fee.
I mean, fees everywhere.
Nothing grinds my gears like a fee.
Oh, and they are constant. You look at the bottom of a receipt and it's fee, 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 fee. But today we are sipping on as well a Painkiller.
Classic beachy drink.
Which is great because we need to kill the pain of the fees.
And for a small fee, which is $0 today, we're going to give you our rating and the recipe and reveal the cost at the end of the episode. So stick around.
That's right. All right. Let's dive into it because fees today, they just feel out of control. Whether it's DoorDash,
I think that is a bipartisan issue. Can we all agree that no one likes these?
We could all unite. This is it. This is what the country's missing, George. In a time of division, we need unity.
Come together to take down fees.
Should wave our fists at fees.
So here's some examples that you know about. DoorDash, Postmates, Ticketmaster, Airbnb, your internet and phone bill. We're going to dive deep into these fees, explain what's going on here, and how you can rise above them and stick it to the man.
Okay, so when we say fee, we mean additional charges that are not included in the initial advertised price. Because that's what happens. It's like, hey,
it's $20
for your stay. It's $200 a night, or you're going to take a ride and it's only going to be $18. So you just see what you're going to pay initially, and then what we're going to talk about are the fees that are added on to that.
Insult to injury. Okay, so this is the sneak attack at checkout, and the reason companies do this is, truthfully, they want to cover their butts and also increase their profits, right? So instead of raising the price of your hotel to $300, they'll keep it at $200 and just charge you $100 in fees.
Yeah, and what's hard for them, I would think, is because competitors, right? Like they're not raising their prices to integrate all these fees. They keep it low and then add on the fees. So I'm like, okay, yeah, if you're selling something and mine is $40. Yours is
$60.
Yes, but mine has a bunch of fees, and I don't tell you about it.
That is sneaky.
Then people are going to come still buy my thing for $30 because they don't know about the fees.
Why are you buying Rachel's stuff? You should come to me.
They don't know about the fees.
No, it's true. But and there's a psychological mind game happening there.
Yeah, so it's the competitors. Is a problem, right? Yep. They want to keep up with the competitors. And to your point, yes, it's a psychological game.
This happens with free shipping. Like, I would rather pay $60 with free shipping than pay $50, and you charge me an extra $5 to $7 in shipping costs.
I've gotten so spoiled with that. I agree.
I'm just like, you're charging me for shipping in 2023?
Yeah, no, can't do it. Can't do it. So these fees, though, are not the same as guilt tipping. We talked about guilt tipping and tipping on another episode.
Very popular hot button episode.
Very much so. But this is different. That's a optional, pressured, but optional tip. This is baked into the price.
Similar energy, as the youth say.
Yeah, you're feeling it.
Same angry energy. And even Joseph Robinette Biden is upset about this.
Do you know his full name?
Oh, yeah. I know every president's full name.
You don't know every president's full name.
Yeah. Barack Hussein Obama.
That's one other one.
That's one. Keep going. How about Roosevelt?
George W. Bush Walker.
How about Roosevelt?
Which one?
Oh, good
Eleanor?
question.
Teddy?
Let's go Teddy.
Theodore Eleanor Roosevelt. No one knows his middle name.
You just said I know every president's name.
They didn't have middle names back then, Rachel.
You
it was a different time.
I knew every president's middle name.
Well, back to our friend, Joseph Robinette Biden. He is actually stepping into this mess. He's introduced the Junk Fee Prevention Act, an initiative that we can get behind. He wants to crack down on these junk fees from banks, cable and internet providers, hotels, airlines. Here's a direct quote. He said, "These unnecessary hidden fees are weighing down families' budgets and causing financial harm."
You know what?
Biden's on an every dollar budget.
I'm not.
No, he definitely not.
He's watching that. I'm not mad at it.
Yeah, I'm a fan of this.
I do think that a lot of these fees are for luxuries majority of the time. So it's, food delivery service, it's hotels, it's taking an Uber. So
service-related industries.
Yes. So also I would say that more is weighing down the average American family than junk fees.
Yes.
But I really appreciate the work coming out of Washington in that. I'll take that.
It's it's not the root problem, but it does add that insult to injury. When it's like,
Yes.
listen, man, we're already all going through it, and these companies are out here with record profits adding random fees to keep us broke. Not
Yep,
cool.
That's right. So Biden is arguing that it's good for business. Junk fees can stifle competition by encouraging companies to use increasingly sophisticated tools to disguise the true price consumers face.
See, I like this because I'm a big fan of, the free market, capitalism. He's not saying you can't do this as a company. He's just saying you have to disclose this up front very clearly if there is a fee.
So what's crazy
So I'm
is,
a fan of that.
yeah, consumers are spending an estimated $29 billion a year in excessive fees. And just a little side note, $9 billion of those are credit card payment late fees.
Ooh.
So let's just talk about that for a hot second.
So the people that advocate, hey, everyone should have a credit card. It's great. It's going to build your score. Just pay it on time. Well, that doesn't always happen. And you start to incur these late fees to the tune of $9 billion. I mean, that's a lot. Even dividing that out across, 330 million people in the U.S., that's just a lot of fees we're paying under the guise of, well, I'm getting my rewards and airline miles, Rachel.
Yeah, I know. Well, and that's what's hard is I'm like, people convince other people, yeah, get the credit card because you get all of the bonuses and all that, right? And then what ends up happening is you have it, you keep using it, inflation hits, someone loses a job. Yeah, and then you're stuck in all this credit card debt and paying all these fees. So
Ditch it. Go debit card all day long.
play with snakes.
You get bit.
That's right, George.
I don't
That's
play
right,
with
Peter.
snakes.
That's right.
I don't play with any wild animals, in fact. It's dangerous.
No, you don't.
Okay, so beyond the Biden thing, there are some other types of things we have to talk about here. Banking interest groups are saying that overdraft protection provides necessary safety net for them. So the bank is saying, we have to protect ourselves, Rachel. We need these fees. That's insane.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. I think they're making enough off just
They're saying,
interest
hey,
alone. Just interest alone.
Rachel doesn't have the money in her bank account. She goes and spends $500. That puts us in a big lurch because now we got to cover that if she doesn't pay. That's that's what
No, I
think they're
know.
saying.
And a part of me, I'm like, okay, I get it. And there is a part of me that I'm like, I don't want people overdrafting their account, spending money on their debit card that is not in their bank. Like, I want people on a budget. Like, I would rather better money habits. So if a late fee is charged, it hurts.
Yeah.
Right? And so there's a little bit of that pain that you don't get away with. But I think there should be like 3 strikes you're out or something.
That's the Rachel Cruz rule. Joseph Robinette, if you're listening, add that in the 3 strikes or you're out rule from
You
Rachel.
get 3 overdrafts on accident.
That one does make me angry, overdraft fees. Because you've had these happen, right?
You know what? I'm going to be honest. Yeah, just once. But they waived it for me because I was a kid. I was a teenager.
Oh, I've done it closer in my adult life, like a few
Really?
years ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, see, that makes me, I think I have like scars from when I was a teenager and it
That's
happened
true.
because I had to go down to the bank and apologize.
Was this your bounce check story?
Yeah, and apologize to the branch manager for lying to him.
And Dave made you do that.
Yeah, I lied, apparently. Apparently, I said I had money in his bank to spend, and I didn't. So Hollister and all the things got money that I didn't
Hollister?
have. It was Hollister. I wrote checks to Hollister. That was the life I was living,
I'm
George.
just picturing you going into Hollister and writing a paper check to
I
get
did.
whatever the latest
That's
fashions
what they
were.
had. And you like got a debit card and a checkbook. Do you not remember those days? Did you not have that?
I never had a... No.
You never had a checkbook? I'm not
mean,
that much older than you.
Probably, but not like going to the Hollister with my checkbook. That
Y'all,
just feels like a weird
I know
scenario.
it sounds funny in 2023, but that's what we did. That's what you did.
I think I just had a
think that's
debit
what you
card.
did. Yeah.
Can you not get a debit card at that
I
age?
had a debit card too. Reason I wrote checks. I am like an 80-year-old woman from my entire life.
But going with
I
Hollister.
just feel like all the
This
stories
is part
coming
of
out
the
on this
tell-all
podcast
documentary,
is
Growing Up Ramsey. So the overdraft fee is like the OG bank fee, and I
Yeah.
definitely got dinged with this a few years ago. And I went to the bank and I was like, I'd like to speak to the manager. And while it was my fault, I still was like, listen, I've been with this bank for over a decade. You're really going to ding me here? Like the money
much was it?
The money was pending to get into the account, and so it was just a timing issue.
Oh, that's annoying. That's annoying.
It was just a timing issue, and so he worked it out as like a one-time.
3 strikes you're out. You got one strike.
We'll give you the money back, but hey,
Yeah.
don't let it happen again, Bucko.
It
One of
makes me
those.
okay. It just makes me nervous. That's why I always like to have a buffer in our checking account, though.
Yes.
because it's that stuff that I'm like, I look and I'm like, oh man, like I don't know, I don't like it getting too low. Because
Agreed.
of that.
And so we always say when we talk about having a zero-based budget, and we love the Every Dollar app,
Yep.
it doesn't mean you have $0 in your bank account. It just means every dollar has an assignment. And with your bank account, you should have a buffer of a few $100 maybe in there.
Yes, for sure. Yep. So historically, overdraft fees have been really frustrating and expensive for people. So charges up to $36 per overdraft infraction are common. According to a recent study, 27% of checking account holders are regularly hit with fees, which add up to $24 a month, $288 a year.
And I've noticed the online banks have very little fees versus your brick and mortar banks generally will have more.
Oh, interesting.
So
probably because they need more to stay open, right? They have rent to
have
pay.
more overhead.
They have
for sure.
Yeah, there's stuff.
So
stuff
look
going
into
on.
the fine print when it comes to your bank and figure out what are you going to get dinged for. Some accounts have fees. Just if you have
just
the account.
to open it up.
And minimum balances and all kinds of minimum deposits. So make sure you look into that.
The fine prints. Yep.
Absolutely.
So junk fees have always been a thing. So why do we just suddenly care? Because they're getting worse, George.
I've always
They are
cared. Now we
getting
just have
worse.
social media to complain about it and commiserate.
So now we
and
know.
with all these new digital kind of companies, like every app, now they all have built-in fees. And so I don't think we used to experience this many fees.
No. Because you think they can get away with it, or are they really needing it to run their business?
No, they can get away with it. And yeah, some of these companies, they're in the red a lot of times. These startup in Silicon Valley,
Right.
Uber and Lyft, they were not profitable for a long time. So Postmates is one.
Yeah.
That's a food delivery service. They add a delivery fee, and they charge you more if you want your food delivered without making additional stops.
Okay, so Lyft and Uber are now charging wait fees. So if you do not meet your driver within 2 minutes, they'll start charging you.
I actually like this fee. I'm a fan of this one.
Wow.
Because think
I'm not
about
mad at it either. 'Cause
I'm on the clock, and I can't charge you until you get in my car.
Yeah,
and
for
you're
sure.
out here doing who knows what.
trying to find it. Yeah, and think
Respect
about
my time.
Yes.
That's how I feel if I'm the driver.
So I pulled up the screenshot because I used Uber.
Oh, I have an Uber screenshot too. Let's share.
the other
fees that we
weekend. Okay, so I didn't know about this. Let me find it. Took a couple of screenshots. Okay, a booking fee. It was
I got that too.
$6.
That
So
feels insane.
and then I tipped on top of that, but my trip was $21 just as is.
Okay.
Then I had an expressway booking fee and then the tip, so it ended up being $33.58. But it was it was basically a $6 booking fee. I didn't even know what that is. And honestly, George, here's how terrible I am. Not terrible, but here's how not
Amazing you are.
incredible I am. I didn't even really look at their seat because it's Uber. I'm like, I'm in the car and I need to get to the airport, so I'm not even really thinking about it. So until this episode, when I went back and was like, I wonder what was that I saw the booking fee. I didn't even know it was a thing.
Yeah. I got a booking fee. So my trip fare was $11. The booking fee was over $2. There was a temporary fuel surcharge of 55 cents. Then there was a Mall of America surcharge because it was in Minneapolis of $1.25.
Just to go to Mall of America.
Just to go to Mall of America.
Ooh, yours is worse than mine.
And then in Texas, there was a Texas regulatory recovery fee of 8 cents.
Of 8 cents.
And then I got an airport and city surcharge of $5 on a different Uber ride. So, I mean, they add up quick. So airport surcharges are real.
Because why?
I guess
because you're going to the airport and they can because that's where I'm sure you make a ton of the money. I mean, like if
I
you're
guess
an
the
Uber
airports
driver,
want in on the passenger
because I wonder if they get a
services.
cut of the taxi service. Because back in the day, before Uber and Lyft,
That's
you'd
what
go
it is.
stand in the taxi line.
Now this is conspiracy level, like taxi lobbying things happening.
Yeah, and I bet the taxi companies
They're angry.
gave a percentage of, I'm assuming,
That makes
of
sense.
their profit to the airport, and now the airport's getting screwed because no one's taking taxis; they're taking Uber and Lyft. But they got to get in on it. Everyone's just grabbing money, George.
It's all a money grab.
All a money
now,
grab.
speaking of money grabs, Airbnb. This one I have big issues
Oh,
with.
I can't wait. I'm going to take a
They
sip
will-
while you just go, George.
They will add on everything from cleaning fees to cancellation fees to service fees to insurance packages to where I don't stay in Airbnbs anymore unless we have like a giant group and it just makes more sense for all of us to be in the same house.
Okay, but I'm not mad at all those fees, though. A cleaning fee.
Yes.
That's very standard.
It is until you go, oh, wait, I also have to start laundry, start the dishwasher, take out the trash, run an errand for them, pick up their kid from daycare. It's out of control. And some of these cleaning fees are like $200. And then I found out there are people that are looking to profit off of the cleaning fee. They'll charge you $200 and they'll pocket $100. Things like that.
So dishonest.
Tell me about it. Because think about it. Why do people get into Airbnb? It's a business to them. They're looking to make as much profit as possible.
For sure. Well, that feels like lying to me.
You're called out, Airbnb owners. Don't be slimy. But it's insane. There's funny Airbnb stories from BuzzFeed, and here's real fees that were tacked on. $5 per person to use the hot tub, and they had cameras, which super creepy. I'm not getting in that hot tub.
Did they know there was a camera? Was it hidden? And they like charged them after and was like, that's a $20. $20.
If there's a hidden camera, that's even creepier.
Yeah, I know, but I'm sure.
You'll love this one. Someone was charged $25 for wearing one of the provided robes. It was a $25 charge. Rachel, they ding you with the baggage fees, don't they? When you fly. You've been there. This one.
I fly Southwest. 2 bags fly free.
Well, Southwest. And that's why I'm a big fan of Southwest.
That's why I like it.
And their flights might be more expensive than, Spirit or Frontier or one of these.
No, or Allegiant.
Allegiant. Mm-hmm. But they nickel and dime you with these fees.
Allegiant, and I think Spirit, they charge you for carry-on. Yeah. They charge you for everything. And then you add it all up. I'm like, you could probably just go Southwest. But the flight's on
Allegiant, and it's like a $29 flight. And you're like, okay.
Well, you have to pick your seat, too. So they charge you for your seat.
Yep.
All of it. But added up, you're saying, though, it's still cheaper than like Southwest.
I'm going South. I think it's more expensive when you add everything up.
Yeah, I would think so. Because
they try to throw in these packages
everything.
Of like, well, we'll throw in the carry-on bag, and you get to pick your seat, and we'll give you a no fee to change your flight. I will
say I've gotten spoiled with Southwest because I'm just so used to it, and I flew American or Delta, one of them. Yeah, and it was a charge for the bag, and I was like, and it was kind of expensive. I think it was like $50 or something.
Yeah.
I was like, oh crap! I wasn't expecting that.
It's not over, Rachel. The fees keep on coming. The hits keep on coming. The latest one, I don't know if you saw this, AMC movie theaters have a new
this is cruel
seating upgrade policy called Sightline, where they have variable pricing depending on where you want to sit.
I don't like this. But then I mirror it to like a sporting event,
which
and
it's
that's
not.
Or a concert,
which it's not. It's
an experience, though. I'm not for it, but
I want to be front row to Taylor Swift versus front row at a movie theater is the worst seat in the house. It's not equivalent.
No, surely the front row is cheaper than the middle section of the movie theater.
Now the front row is like their normal price. And if you want anything that's reasonable, you have to pay an extra $1, an extra $2.
And I feel like movie theaters are already struggling. Like, I'm surprised that they're doing all this.
That's why they're doing it. They're trying to increase profits by making all of us angry and not want to go to the movies.
And not want to go. That's what I'm saying. They're going to piss a bunch of people off, and then it's like, I don't want to go to the movies anymore.
You want me to show up to the movies? Make the popcorn cheaper.
That's right, George.
I would go.
Hey, we went with our kids, and this was probably last month. We'd never take them to the movies, but we were like, you know what? This would be a fun Friday night. We'll surprise them.
For the cruises.
So, and I will say, we kind of went big. So, like, let me just clarify.
What does going big mean for the cruises?
They got ices.
Dang, that is big.
Coke ices.
That's legit.
Popcorn. And then we did 2 kids chicken fingers because our movie theater in Franklin, you could do food.
Yep.
And I got a pizza, so we did dinner. George, between the movie tickets and what we spent at dinner, I mean, literally it added up and we came into every dollar into the transactions. And I charged the kids on their line item for it. Cause I was like, I'm not putting this in out to eat. I'm not it was so expensive. Wow. I mean, it was terrible. I was like, this is not.
So how many people total? 5? We're talking 5
3
people.
3 kids, though. The kids' tickets were cheaper.
Okay.
And then 2 adult.
But everyone got
We got a big popcorn, Coke ices, and then 2 kids' chicken fingers, and I got a pizza. Winston, I can't remember if he got food or not.
Can I guess the total? Do you remember?
I should go. You know what? Do I have
a
second? I can go back to every dollar.
Okay, I'm going to go. This could easily be $25 a person. I'm going to go $130.
Total with the entire thing together.
Everything all in, tickets plus all the food, $130. Everyone in the room is saying it's way higher.
Okay. Quick math. Y'all ready?
130 is what he said.
I said 130.
Okay. Oh my gosh, y'all. I'm embarrassed to say this. Here we go. It was $87.70 for when I bought the tickets on January 6th. January 9th, there's a $40.33 charge, and then a $67 charge.
So it's $107 plus $88.
Oh.
Over $200.
No.
Wait, almost $200.
Y'all.
So close.
Who guessed it? Someone guessed that? Someone guessed $200?
We got a guess of 200.
People. Okay.
What movie was it? Was it worth it?
Puss in Boots. No.
No. What's the Rotten Tomatoes on that?
I didn't look.
Oh,
it was the only
goodness.
kid movie, and I was like, this will be fun for the kids. We
Amelia
never do movies, and
better.
now I know why.
Yeah,
we could have gone to Chick-fil-A for like a
Wendy's.
month for that.
Here's
we
my
could have gone to
thing.
Wendy's for a month.
You guys have a big screen TV.
Yo, I'm
Make
telling you, it was
popcorn at
stupid.
home.
So I'm saying all to say, I'm mad at the movie theaters. I'm mad that they're costing extra for seats. I don't like it. Even
Agreed.
though I love the movies. I do love going to
Well,
the
and
movies.
we did a whole episode on Ticketmaster and our hatred of their fees. But this happens with all kinds of events, sporting events, concerts. StubHub is one of them. They add 15 to 20% in service fees to its ticket costs. It's insane. And if you look at the Ticketmaster fees, they acknowledge they have service fees, delivery fees, taxes, a venue fee, which they blame on the artists. Not cool. Don't blame Taylor. Rude.
Don't blame her. No. And now museums and other popular tourist attractions, they will charge a non-refundable $2 to $5 for every ticket that is sold, and they call it a service or processing fee. So they're everywhere.
Whatever
y'all.
you want to call it. I ain't paying it. I'm just not going to leave the house anymore, is what it's going to come down to.
It's just a lot of fees. That's what's happening.
Oof. Okay.
That's
Then
what
we
we're
haven't
living
even
in.
touched memberships and subscriptions.
Yeah, so now there's cancellation fees. And we tell people to do this, to cancel subscriptions, cancel memberships to save money, especially if you're getting out of debt. This is a great place that your money ends up leaving that you don't realize it. So to be able to cut those. So a coworker here at Ramsey said the other day that they were charged almost $250 to cancel her gym membership.
What kind of gym was this? This bougie gym.
No, and there are a lot of places that they will do like no shows, or if you don't cancel within 24 hours.
There's an app called ClassPass that does that.
That was me. That one was me.
Oh, man.
That's real.
But you know what?
It dinged me a lot.
I know y'all, but
Traffic, ding.
Oh.
What do you do about that?
Rachel gets it though.
know.
She's like, hey, if you said you're going to show up for the class, that took up a spot that someone else would have taken.
Got you. George.
Okay, we're not even done yet. There's alternative payment methods like PayPal, and there can be unexpected subscriptions that you didn't realize you fell for, and vendors can try to pull one over on you using these alternate payment methods that aren't directly your bank account.
Yeah, and paying utilities online is another place that there are unnecessary fees. So gas and electric providers charge $2 to $4 every time that you don't enroll in automatic payments. So your cell phone too, internet, cable, all that can have weird FCC fees or government and local taxes. That seems
I had to fight AT&T on this once. They had like a modem fee, like if you use their stuff. And I was like, I'm not using their modem. I provided my own modem. You ain't charging me for this.
Oh, but they still charge you. They still try it. Oof. They take it off?
So
they
yes.
nix it?
Oh,
Good
yeah.
job,
They
George.
learned their lesson the hard way. And Rachel, this applies to us as electric car owners. I went to get my tags renewed
Yeah.
here in our county, and they have $100 fee extra for electric car owners. You know why?
No, because I feel like we're not.
Because when you buy gas at a gas station, there's a built-in tax
Yes, there
into
is.
that price that
It's all freaking like.
goes to the county. So because you're not paying that county tax every time you're at the
They gotta
pump,
have ya.
they're like, we're going to make our money on that somehow. And so they just ding you by $100, which like the entire process to
Are
get
we
tax renewed
anybody
is like
in George?
$100.
You just feel this small in life. There are just layers and layers and layers and layers above us that have. We don't have. I just feel like, who are we?
It's out of
Are we
control.
just the little people? We can't just live our lives.
Rachel's
They
having
have
an
to-
existential crisis on the
Have to keep
podcast.
taking money from us. Can we just live our lives?
No, that's not okay.
I mean, I think the budget solves it all, George.
That's right. That'll get rid of all this annoyance.
No, we can't do anything about it, right? I mean, I guess you can choose not to participate in a service or a business, right? You can say no.
But people still want to live their life.
Yeah.
I will say this. I was at a restaurant the other day, and I got an extra charge, and it said, like, healthy employee
No.
fee. Yeah.
What?
And I Googled it because I was too embarrassed to ask the waiter. I was already gone at that point. I
Yeah.
was just angry. And it turns out we are subsidizing their health care now. Because the business owners don't want to pay it. And so they go, well, just charge the customers a fee and they can deal with it. So let's talk about what we can control with all of these fees. And yes, part of it is getting on a monthly budget.
Yes. So part of winning with money, though, in the budget is tracking your transactions. So you do have to know how much is in every category. And this is just your warning that things are going to be more expensive because of all these fees. So when you track your transaction, you're going to see, oh my gosh, I may have less in that category than I was expecting, than I was planning for, because the stuff is costing more. So it's just good to be aware of it as you're
Absolutely.
going through it.
So when you track your transactions in the budget, that just tells you what the total was. Not a lot of people are actually looking at their receipts when they actually go to pay to understand what was involved. And so pay attention to that. And if you see something you're not sure about, you're confused about, ask about it. Ask, why is this there? Why wasn't this disclosed? If it was an online purchase, call the vendor. Contact them with the customer chat and be angry. negotiate where it's possible. I've just told people, hey, I'm not paying that fee. And it works, Rachel. It works.
Do they get mad at you?
This happens when I go to buy a car. And they have all these random fees when you go to buy a car. And I went, no. I'm going to pay what the car advertised price is. And I will pay a very small
do they listen to that,
dock
though,
fee.
for real? Did they say, like...
If they want money. Or they go, kick rocks, pound sand. We'll give it to the next guy and screw him.
Was that it? Or did you get your way?
Well, the person I went through, they're known for not charging fees. It was like one of these wholesaler type guys.
Yeah.
And so he goes, hey, what the price you pay, it's that price plus sales tax. I went, great.
So you know.
I don't have to worry about getting, haggled by some dealership somewhere. So, but that happens at the dealership. So be very careful. Say, I'm not paying nothing but a dock fee, and that has to be small. Can we talk about fees that we would endorse if they existed?
Oh, that'd be good. Yes. Throw some out, George.
I'm going to go with, let's start a fee for people who say supposedly instead of supposedly. It's a very specific fee that only applies
Do people do that?
I do.
What?
Sometimes by
you say
accident.
it?
And you know who they are, Rachel? They're the same people who say espresso instead of espresso.
Or
That's you.
Tesla versus Tesla.
Oh.
Any libraries versus library?
Or woof.
What? Woof?
Woof.
What?
Woof?
That's mine. A woof.
Like the word woof is mispronounced by people?
Yeah,
She's saying wolf.
People make fun of me for
Do you mean wolf?
with an L. Yeah.
I thought you meant the sound woof, like that a dog would
No,
make.
woof.
You can't say the word wolf?
You just say woof.
Say the word wool.
Wool.
Say the word wool, but then add an F.
Wolf.
Better. It still
But
sounds
that
like
doesn't
a
just come
cotton
off
mouth.
that doesn't just come off very naturally. So like if I were like wolf.
You are going to get charged a fee. You fall into this category.
Both of them. Supposedly
Supposedly.
and woof.
Okay, here's another one for you, Rachel. A fee for people who lean their seat back on airplanes.
I do that.
And you should be charged.
Why?
Wait, no.
It's rude.
It's so
it's
rude.
not.
Jordan, my husband's 6'6", Rachel. You
Y'all,
were just like,
come on. Don't judge
he
people that
would
lean their
literally
seats
be
back.
like, who's this girl?
Stop it. And he doesn't lean his seat back?
I just watched a video.
Y'all, that is not true. How many people in here do not lean your seat back? Oh my gosh.
Everyone
I don't know.
knows.
Obviously.
Is this a known
No, I
thing?
might do it like a tad, but like do people go all the way back?
No, you deserve a fee.
Because it's like this.
I'm sorry.
It's that much,
I'm
y'all.
sorry.
It
You're in
depends
there
on
not
who's
like
I'm
behind
in
me.
first class and it's a bed.
like this.
And it's not a bed.
We're
Like, it's not
already
like
struggling.
No.
We're all going through it, Rachel. You got any more fees? Oh, here's one. This happens in the Ramsey parking lot, so I'm calling you out if you're this person. People who back into parking spots unnecessarily when there's another car right behind you driving.
Wait.
I'm pulling in the parking lot behind another car. All of a sudden, they feel the need to just hit the brakes and then slowly,
Oh, that's my husband.
ever so gently, pull into that parking
Winston
spot.
backs up in every parking spot. For the most part.
Because he's a truck owner.
90%.
What does that tell you about the truck people, Rachel?
But then it's an easy escape out.
Who needs an easy escape? If you don't know how to back out a truck, you shouldn't
Are
be driving
you
a truck.
not in condition yellow all the time in life? Are you not fully aware of your surroundings?
I'm very aware. I'm the most aware. I live in yellow.
Do you ever back your car in?
Yes.
Besides to charge? I know we have to charge.
You have to charge. No, not unless it's such a tight parking lot that it would be hard.
It really
to
makes
pull
you
out.
mad that people
It
back
makes me
into-
mad when like I'm trying to like there's a I'm
It
trying to
sounds
park.
very entitled, George. I'm sorry that you have to wait 3
Here's the thing,
seconds
They always
for a
take,
truck owner.
It's always
to
like a
pull it.
7-point turn for them to pull into the spot. They're always taking their sweet time.
Oh yeah, no, you got to go quick.
If
Yeah.
someone's behind me, I'm like, I'm making this happen real fast.
Wow.
Fee. Done. Oh my goodness.
Oh, well, there's a lot of fees in life. A lot of extra money that we spend
Yep.
just to live life, George. And you know what?
It's the price we pay for luxury.
It is.
I mean, most of the things we pay fees on, I would say are luxuries.
Yeah.
There's some things I'm like, okay, sure, we all need, internet or, our phones
Sure.
or whatever. But a lot of the things like service type things, it's a convenience.
Mm-hmm.
So you should expect to pay more for those conveniences.
Yep. But just be aware as you're budgeting, planning out your life for the month, make sure you have the margin for it. And if you don't, cut it.
It's that
Don't do
simple.
it. It's that
And it's
simple.
one reason to do an every dollar budget, to get out of debt, to have your savings so that you're not as stressed out when there's a little fee you get dinged with. You go, okay, it's an inconvenience. It's not a
right.
big deal.
Absolutely.
Woof.
All right, George. Whew. I think it's the end of the episode.
Woof.
I don't know if I should.
I need a sip after
do
that.
that, but I went.
That got me real riled up for no reason.
Yeah, that was a lot. All right, we're going to close out like every episode with
Guilty as charged.
and this is where our producer, Lindsay, gives us a new guilty as charged question every week. And if we are guilty, we have to take a sip, share the story.
How about a fee for people who slurp the straw?
Charged.
And in a movie theater,
Ooh,
There we go.
there's a fee for that.
she's not happy about that.
Oh, talking during movies, fee. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Add that one.
But like, also, like, what if you have questions?
The person next to you hasn't seen the movie either. Why do they have the answer?
I don't know, because sometimes I think they're ahead of the curve. They just like already know I'm that girl where I'm like, why did that happen? What just happened? And Jordan's like, I know just as much as you do.
Thank you. That's always the answer. They're like, just keep watching.
They
They're
don't want
probably
you.
setting
No,
it
his
up.
like go-to line is, "They don't want you to know that yet." And I'm like, but I should know
That's a
this.
good husband move.
Yeah, sorry.
This is why I go to the movies alone.
Okay, question. Have you ever lied about how much something cost because you were embarrassed?
Oh.
To anyone in life,
Yeah.
I almost did for the movie theater here on the show.
The theater.
If I knew how much that cost, I don't know if I
We
would have
don't know
fully
how to
shared
talk.
that, but I did. I may have lied about it. I may have brought it down a few.
'Cause I was
a few
embarrassed?
dollars.
Yeah, like you were. I don't know. I feel
Like I was like,
yeah,
it was only $100.
PTSD from the Wendy's episode. Like I'm about to give you an example, and you guys are gonna judge me.
You know, when you're meeting up with friends at Wendy's,
I
you're
know,
like,
I'm so sorry. I really
How
had
much was that
PTSD
meal? And
for
you're
a
like,
second. Okay,
it was $7.
I'm sweating. Okay, but seriously though, like you bought something and you're like, oh, that was too expensive. I'm too embarrassed to share that I spent that much money on
so
something.
you lie about the number?
I don't know. It was just
I've
a
probably
question.
done that.
If someone asks me, I will be honest with them. If it's someone I know. Like a stranger on the internet, none your business. But if it's a friend.
Okay, what if it's someone like here at Ramsey that you've never met before, you've never seen them, and they're walking by like, hey, George, great shoes. How much are those?
I would tell them because I'm pretty frugal and the things that I do spend money on, I have no regrets about. I'm never like, I'm embarrassed I spent $200 on this. I never feel that.
Man, I do. What does that
I have
say
no
about
shame
me?
when it comes to my purchases,
like I
is what
do
it comes down
too.
to.
I feel bad. I do
Shame.
feel bad.
There's shame. Counseling is needed.
I know. Maybe
Work that
so.
out.
No, I think
Here's what I do,
Because I don't want
though.
to be That's my thing. I'm like, I don't want to like feel like it's bragging.
Yeah.
I do the
Yes, feels
opposite.
awkward.
I'm happy to brag about how little something costs when someone's like, hey, that's nice. I'm like, thanks, it was $13 at GJ Maxx.
I do that.
Or when
That feels good. Where someone's
it-
like, oh my gosh, I love your toy. Like, thanks, this Target. Like, it
was
like
$2.
Yeah, it makes you just like feel better about life. I don't know
Yes.
why.
No, it's true. And here's an example. People ask about my Tesla because they're like, wow, this guy is made of money. And I'm quick to be like, yeah, I bought it with 170,000 miles and it
And it
had
was
4
used.
accidents and it had 2 owners. And I mean, it's really not in great shape. And if the battery goes, I mean, who knows how much that's going to be. And so
Okay.
I got a really good deal on it. That's
so you
my
have to
go-to.
justify. So you
I
don't get
justify it.
embarrassed. You feel like you have to justify every purchase.
Yes. That is
They're
more
kinda
accurate.
similar.
I will justify it
And I will too.
downplay
I do all
it.
the
I
above.
think we all do.
Man, what is that? Why can't we just be secure about it?
Yeah,
I don't
like
know. Now with
you have the
friends that
money.
like I'm close with that I'm more comfortable with.
Oh, sure. Yeah. It's more of like the 1 degree of separation.
Yeah.
Like I don't have your cell phone number, so I'm gonna like feel
you
like
do
a
have
little,
you
well, I have yours, but I'm
Oh.
saying to the person. Like if I don't have your cell phone number, it's kind of like, I don't know, like how like if I can tell you the price of my shoes or whatever it is.
Well, and it depends on their motive. And usually I can sniff that out. Like, are they looking to judge or are they like generally,
the
you know?
character of the person.
Yes.
will depend on the answer.
And generally, if it's a stranger on social media, their motive ain't good.
That's fair. Okay,
So-
so I guess we can all say we're guilty.
We all have some kind of shame and justification when
We
it comes to
do.
purchases.
Let's
But
work on it.
no shame. Listen, if you pay cash for things and you worked hard for the money,
Yeah.
no shame.
Well, tell yourself that, George.
I do.
No, you
I do.
justified it. And
You
you talked
justify
super
it.
Fast.
Why don't you
You're
just-
like,
Yeah.
Well, because it's the nicest thing I've ever bought other than like my home. You know, it's the biggest purchase. When you think about your purchases in life,
Yeah.
it's car followed by home
Yeah,
in the top tier. Maybe kids, I don't know.
it's true.
Poof.
Or a dog.
Wow.
In your case.
This was for like free counseling with drinks. So
Okay, who finished? I think you
You were
finished.
slurping.
yeah.
You feel anything, George? Anything in the fingertips? Wow,
Feel great.
that's great. All right, well, I think you finished your
I need
drink,
a trip to the
George.
beach after this though.
I do too.
Can we just admire Michael's dedication to mixology with these tiki style glasses?
It's unbelievable.
One
Yes,
reason to go
good
watch
job,
on YouTube is to
Michael.
just check out these glasses. Yeah, get a close up on that, John. That's just some beautiful bean footage right there. I love it.
Oh, so good. Okay, George, what was
Is
it?
anyone
What was
still listening? Sometimes I wonder, like, has everyone just dropped off at this point? Like, why are they listening still? Are they just hoping this keeps going downhill?
I don't know.
Like, I like to watch a train wreck every now and then. I like trains.
I like trains.
Too soon,
Even
Rachel.
ones that crash.
Too soon. Save that conspiracy for another episode. Okay, I finished first. I'm going to give this drink a 10 out of 10.
Wow. I'm going to say 8.5 out of 10. I'm sorry, Michael.
Wow.
It was very coconutty.
Oh, you're not a coconut person.
It's not that I'm not, but it's like, oh wow, there was like a lot of coconut in there. It was great though. Like, I mean, I would drink it.
Now we know. She hates ginger beer and she hates coconut.
I don't hate. I would have given it a 5 out of 10 if I didn't like coconut.
Okay.
But I don't know if it's like the forward
punches
flavor that I want in a drink.
Okay.
Specifically, but I would drink another one.
Well, hey, if you're not aggressively a hater of coconut, you would love this drink. So here's what's in it. It's got rum, creme de coconut, which is a coconut cream. That doesn't have alcohol. Orange juice and pineapple juice. And it comes out to under $4 a glass if you want to make this at home. And if you want to skip the rum, it's still going to be a delicious drink if you want to make a mocktail out of it.
Oh yeah, that would be good. For sure. For sure.
Make it this weekend if you want to escape to the beach during a dreary winter. A lot of people are experiencing hard times, Rachel.
Harsh winters going on in America right now.
All right.
Okay, so it's closing time. If you guys liked this episode and you don't want to miss a future episode, make sure to subscribe. Please leave us a review. It really does help. They're so nice. I read them.
Reading them.
I know. It just gives you the encouragement that we need sitting in these host chairs.
And I'm realizing like people are going through hard times, and this is just like a moment of levity in their day.
So we'd
look
love
forward
to hear your thoughts on it. And again, make sure to subscribe, like us.
Like us. Please like us. We're desperate for validation.
Please like us. I was going to say.
Please. Say what you mean and mean what you say.
I know. So make sure to subscribe and follow us on social media at Rachel Cruz, at George Camel with a K. I did an interview today, and we promoted Smart Money Happy Hour, and she called you, and with her co-host George Camel. Do you get that a lot?
Yeah, I do, and it's very regal, and I appreciate it. I get the thought behind it, but it's camel.
I just kind of smiled to myself,
like the animal. So that's fun. All right. Well, hey, I hope you guys have a great week ahead. You know we're going to be back here every Thursday for an all-new episode of
Smart Money Happy Hour.